Well, I've got a bunch of blinking lights here, and that means I'm going through all of my battery powered stuff that I bought in this lot of lawn equipment that I got here. And I've got all the battery stuff sorted out and tested. I figured I would just give everybody an update as to kind of how everything turned out with it so far. This is not a sales update because it's the middle of fall and I've got more batteries charging over here. So I don't really know how well they will sell. I might get a few before Christmas just for Christmas gifts. I'll have to see how they all sell in the spring, and then I can kind of give an update on how they sell. But for some of those folks that may be looking to buy battery powered stuff like I did on the pallets, I figured I'd give an update as to how everything turned out. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised how well it did turn out. And again, I've got corded stuff to go through, like this blower. I've got some weed eaters. I'll do a separate video on that. These did pretty well. I got about a dozen standalone weed eaters like this. You do get, I've got one example. Most of them are in the boxes. I'll take another one out of the box for you, but you've got one example like this actually cannibalized the head. I had one that was missing the head on it. And most of them, except for about 3 of them, are used. Some light use, some moderate heavy use, like this one here. Again, you use it once or twice, it's going to look like this anyway, so still relatively new. What I was really surprised with is the amount of stuff that came with chargers and batteries. I had a battery for every single item that was battery powered, including chainsaws, blowers, weed eaters. I'm missing about 3 chargers, and I would say that I've got 20, probably around 24 items or so. Just as a rough count, anywhere between 20 and 24. I was missing like 2 or 3 chargers. Every single one of them had the battery, like I said. Except for one. One didn't have a charger or a battery, but and like I said, missing 2 or 3 chargers. But for the most part, I'm really happy with how complete these are. For these weed eaters here, I'm missing maybe 2 or 3 of these covers, or the guards. But for the most part, I mean, I'm missing a few owner's manuals. That's no big deal. And I'm missing a couple of guards, but I can sell them without the guards. I'll just only get maybe $20 or so for them. But there's a lot of people don't even use the guards of these little battery-powered mowers just so that they can get a wider swath, I guess, when they're cutting. Again, like I said, I'm sorting them out. It took me a few hours to sort everything out here and charge everything. I'm not even a week in here. But I will say that I did get some pole saws, 2 pole saws, 2 chainsaws. And I guess the biggest thing with the chainsaws, I had one that was good. Both of them are complete. Both of them, or I guess all 4 of them, 2 chainsaws, 2 pole saws, are used. 2 of them are good to go as they are, slightly used. The other 2 I've had problems. It was 1 pole saw and 1 regular chainsaw. I have a problem with the chain as to, I don't know what somebody did to the chain, but it is rusted in places and actually will not go on the track. I did lubricate this chain, but the good news is chains are only about $4 or $5. I'm going to see possibly, if I can free up these chains, because after putting lubricant on them, it looks like this one's relatively free, which is good. But again, I do want to be selling quality products, so if I don't deem it to be good, see, like I've got I guess a snag in it right there, as you can see. You got a couple snags in it, and if these chains don't, I guess, go around like they need to, then it's not worth trying to fix. I know that I'll have to get a new chain for this pole saw, like a little 8-inch chain here. This thing is badly, I don't know what people saw in order to get a chain this rusty this quick, because I mean, even the bar doesn't look that bad on it. And the equipment, I mean, some of the equipment looked pretty used, but anyways, that's maybe $10, but these chainsaws will probably fetch hopefully 60 to 70. Again, just to recap, I paid $450 for the lot. I got around 40 items, so not a big deal at all to be able to sell some stuff around 20 bucks, some stuff around 40, 50. And considering that probably, at least on the conservative end, around 35 of the items are probably sellable, we're going to be in good shape. So, again, that's just kind of an update on everything. I'll go into the crawl space. If y'all have watched my channel, y'all know I used to work out of a crawl space and store my items there. Now I'm in a garage. It's nice because it's dark outside and I can actually still work. And I also don't have to worry about putting everything up at the end of the night too, although I do try and keep it somewhat organized. Although I've got home repair items and all that other stuff. But let me go on the other, the lean-to on the garage here and just kind of show y'all. I did get, we'll see in the lean-to, I did get about 6 or 7 of these. A couple of them new in the box. Everything I have at least had one that was new in the box or made parts that could come together that made it new in the box. So, I guess it's working out well so far. Again, we'll have to see how they sell. I'll make an update on that when things start selling. Again, that'll probably be months down the road if I don't get a couple sold before Christmas. Let's go on the lean-to and just see kind of what else came with this lot, since I have already kind of charged everything else up and stuff. So a little dark in here. I'm in the lean-to now. I got everything sorted out. There's that second pole saw. It was in used condition. Again, about 80%, I'd say, of the stuff I got, 75 to 80%, had some sort of use or looked to have some sort of use. The blowers here are basically new because you keep them off the ground and you hold them by hand. And as long as you're not abusing it, you're not really going to be scraping stuff on the ground. I wanted to get everything kind of sorted because I have these blower weed eater bundles, and I know I mentioned that I don't have chargers and stuff. A couple of chargers. I wanted to make sure that I had enough chargers and enough batteries, because what I was going to do, if I didn't have enough chargers and batteries, I was going to combine the standalone blower with a standalone weed eater and also sell them as a bundle. Because I'm hoping to get $50 to $60 for the pair. They come with one battery. Even though this one said bonus battery, I didn't get a second battery with it. I'm just very happy that I got a battery with everything except for one thing, one of the items. And then here's the corded stuff. I'm gonna make a separate video on that here in a minute. When I get all those sorted out. Then the chainsaw, as you can see, it has a little bit of use on it. I don't know if you can see the sawdust and stuff on it. But this chain right here, it almost looks like they didn't put on correctly, and it drug more so on the plastic down there on the bottom. I put the chain on correctly, put oil in it. It's running fine, and I mean the chain seems pretty sharp, and so I have to sell it as a used item, but again, no big deal. That should be a little bit more of the money maker. Another money maker was, or will be, hopefully, because I've had success selling these 60-volt snapper stuff. This blower, new in the box. I've got all this stuff taped back up, but again, looks like you just take it out of the box. It's compatible with all the other things. I've sold quite a few of those, about 4 of the electric mowers, and ended up bundling with a weed eater and blower. So again, if you go out and buy stuff like this, if you're thinking about it, find a local liquidator, wholesaler, and just kind of get hooked up with them to see if you can get, you know, stuff for a decent price. And this will make money. There'll be more sales that I'll have to do, but again, I just wanted to see what it did. And I've got these garden shears here too. Again, not very expensive items. This is around a $35 item. They actually had a $15 clearance sticker on it. Weren't able to sell it, I don't think. So, yeah, so again, everything looks good so far. I had the choice of about if I wanted to buy them. There were 3 pallets that I had to choose from. There was actually one pallet that had 3 of these blowers in it, with the snapper blowers, which again should fetch between $80 and $100 for me, the way that I sell them. But they weren't in the box, and they had the batteries in them, but I didn't see a single charger with them, so that was a red flag, which is the main reason why I didn't buy that other pallet. And this one, I only had 1 of these, but I knew that it was in the box, and I had a good chance. So if you ever find pallets like this, especially with battery powered, my biggest advice, 1, get them, you know, large quantity. Again, I paid just over $10 an item for this, for all this, and then some corded stuff over here too. So it was around 40 items in total. So I knew I wasn't going to go wrong, so to speak, getting rid of or buying the pallet. Looks like I've got a 20-volt leaf blower there that I didn't even realize. Things that you find when you're doing YouTube videos, I guess. So, you know, just make sure you're going to come out in the good. But I was going to just give a video, especially for the battery-powered stuff. Try and find stuff that's still in the box. If it's out of the box, battery-powered stuff, you have a lot less chance of it being complete and in decent shape. So, I figured that would be a helpful video for y'all to see. And one that some of y'all would be interested in, especially if you may be looking to buy pallets and stuff. You get all kinds of goodies. Like, I almost want to keep this pole saw, but I know that for the minimal use I'll use it for, it's better for me to just go ahead and sell it off. So again, thank y'all for watching. I'll keep the videos coming. As you can see, I've got mowers coming up. I've got corded stuff coming up, which will probably be my next video. I'm probably going to do a video more on these hyper tough hedge trimmers, because I'm finding a common problem with them that I figured that some folks would find it useful if I made a video on it. And we'll have to do a kind of a little review video on the real push mowers when I get them going. That'll be in a few months. So thank y'all for watching, as always. Hope this was helpful. I hope I was not rambling too much. And stay tuned for the next one. There should be plenty more videos coming.